Mic check, mic check. Let me check the stream real quick. Make sure we got audio. Yep, we good. All right, New Richmond Podcast back in the building with another one. Shout out my boy Key. He a bitch. This nigga KEON a bitch. I'll let you know about that. I always call my co-host a bitch when this nigga don't show up. But anyway, New Richmond Podcast back again with another episode in the building with. I'm gonna let you introduce yourself. Go ahead.
What up, everybody? It's your girl Jay to the motherfucking duh.
Jay to the motherfucking duh. All right. So the first thing I notice is the question mark. What's the question mark in your name?
It's like, I don't know. To me, it's different interpretations of it. So the first one is like, it's supposed to be like a J, like, who the fuck is that? Like, J, question. And it's like, duh, nigga, it's me, hello.
Word.
I'm here.
Word. How long you been going by that?
Since I first started. So I started in June of 2021. I've only been doing this
Damn,
for like 7 months.
Brand new.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm definitely brand new. I dropped my first single, Cop It, in June of 2021. So that was 7 months ago, and it's already being played worldwide. So
damn.
I'm really excited.
You getting to work, ain't you?
Yeah, I'm a hustler.
And I just heard you just came off a radio tour.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
That's nuts. So what is it? So, all right, you started in June, correct? Mm-hmm. How do you feel like you got the tools and resources to be able to just dive in it so hard like that, to go on tour for radios, get your stuff played nationwide? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing that's different than anybody else?
Well, for one, I got to give a shout out to my team. My team's really amazing. I wouldn't be anywhere without them. So, I definitely have a great team behind me. So if you don't have a team, you definitely need one.
I'm going to adjust your mic. Go ahead, keep talking.
Okay, yeah, no worries. You definitely need a team to, like, really thrive because, you could do it by yourself, but it's harder to do it by yourself. Right. I don't like working by myself all the time. Like, I like being, having fun or whatever. Also, I just grew up being really outgoing. I guess the self-love journey helped me. Like, being in love with myself, actually loving who I am and not being afraid to express myself makes me different than a lot of people, because instead of me, looking or sounding like everyone else, I stand out because I don't sound and look like everyone else, because I don't want to be anybody but me.
Yeah. So, that's hard. Like, where you from?
I'm from I'm from the 804, but my family grew up.
What you mean, but?
No, because it's the area of the 804 I grew up in. So my family grew up in Hampton, Virginia, 757. So I was back and forth from 757 and Hanover, Virginia.
Hanover? No. Okay, I feel that. I see why you saying that, but I like Hanover. Like my people got some farmland out in Hanover. We go out there and shoot guns.
You ever lived in Hanover?
No, never lived in Hanover.
That's why you like
it. All right, see. What's wrong with it?
It's racist as fuck.
Is it really?
Oh my gosh, yeah. I was showing PD, my manager, some like show choir stuff. Yeah. He was like, bro, this shit looks like Get Out. Like, he was like, dead ass, this looks weird. Like, yeah, this stuff, I don't know. So I'm used to standing out too. Like, I was the only mixed kid until I got to high school. So right. I was the only mixed kid in my entire elementary school. Both of the elementary schools I went to, and the middle school, I was like one of the only ones. So
damn.
Yeah, it's weird.
So go into that a little more. Like, what was that like being a kid? Like, when did you notice, like, hey, these people acting weird to me?
I guess when I started becoming conscious of, like, my surroundings. Like, ever since I was in elementary school, my mom would always tell me, I would always go to my mom crying, like, they don't like me. People don't like me. I'll have friends and then they'll stop wanting to be my friends after a while. Or, I'll have friends and I wasn't allowed to go over their houses, but other people were.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had to deal with that. And, as a kid, like, how do you, I feel bad for my mom and my dad, because, like, how do you tell a kid, like, you can't go over because of this, and it was always because, my mom used to say it was because people were jealous of me, which, I mean, could have been a thing, but I also think that it was, like, I had a lot to do with, like, racism and stuff.
Yeah.
So, as a kid, I didn't really pay attention to it because you don't really know what that is until you grow up and then you actually start noticing. But, I was, I guess, aware of people not fucking with me ever since like I was really, really little. Like,
wow.
Elementary school was just like,
I was just about to ask.
I don't keep friends. Yeah, I don't keep friends. Guys don't like. I was also the tallest girl in my school too. So. Yeah.
Niggas ain't damn. That's fucked up. Tall, like people. I think nowadays, like men like tall girls. Is that right?
No, yeah. Oh,
we
came a long way. I cannot stand somebody that doesn't give tall girls their credit. Like growing up, you know, being taller, especially like elementary school, middle school, guys would make fun of you. Nobody wanted to talk to you. You never got any guys, which I wasn't focused on it anyways, but it was just like people would pick on you and stuff. Couldn't wear heels. And then eventually in like sometime in high school, I was just like, fuck y'all, fuck it. I'm gonna wear what I want. I used to wear heels, was the tallest. Everyone thought that I was weird or whatever until now the guys that used to make fun of me in high school, middle school, and elementary school are in my fucking DMs.
Is there literally there's literally one guy that you like? There's probably more than one, but there's literally guys like you the same guy that used to do X, Y, and Z. Literally.
There's a lot of them that have like, you know, made my life shit growing up, and then coming back they're like, well, you grew up. Yeah, nigga. And what about it?
Yo, so how tall are you?
I'm 6 foot.
6 foot even?
Yeah. Well, I might be a little taller now, but yeah, I'm 6 foot.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't kind of used to that. Like when you came in, I was like, oh shit. I'm used to women like being lower, like shorter.
Yeah,
that sounded weird. I ain't mean lower. I mean.
No, yeah, I know what you meant. It's no worries. Yeah, I'm used to it too. Like I used to actually like, I forced my body into like standing like this, like slouching, and to the point where my body naturally does that now because I used to be insecure about being tall. So all of my friends are like 5'8" and lower. So I'm like, I feel odd, but now I like stand up straight as much as I can.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, it's fun being tall. Well, I can't speak on it from a girl perspective, but embrace it. Definitely. So I want to hear a little more about. So I want to get into your background a little more too, but I want to talk a little bit of music now. When did you start getting into the music?
So I first started off as a singer. I started off singing when I was around 7 or 8.
And I'm gonna tell you, I can tell real quick. I can tell, yeah, just from like a little bit of what I listened to, I can tell that you could go there if you really wanted to.
Oh yeah, I have an album coming out called Miss Rager. I'm gonna let you hear a sneak peek of it before I leave. That shit, chef's kiss. That shit goes hard, but. I did start about 7 or 8 taking vocal lessons. You know, ever since I could remember, I would always love singing. Like even when I was a baby, you know, nursery rhymes and shit. Like I was just obsessed with them. And my, you know, stories my parents tell me and stuff. So I started taking vocal lessons from 7 all the way to my senior year of high school. I took chorus. I was singing at church. I would be in like productions, plays, and stuff like that. So, you know, I've always been really big on singing. Didn't start rapping until June though of 2021. That's when I first, you know, dabbled into it. PD Mills, shout out my manager. He was like, you know what?
There you go back there. What's up, PD?
Yeah. He was looking for a female artist, and I, you know, came to him thinking I was gonna sing. Then he was like, all right, spit this verse for me real quick, or this hook. It was a hook, and I was like, all right. I tried it. That shit went hard. I was like, oh, I'm gonna keep going. Let's see what I could do. If I could write music and freestyle to, you know, singing, I could be able to do it for rapping.
Right.
Did that shit, and I was like, oh yeah, we about to take off with this shit real quick.
Did you feel comfortable rapping immediately, or did you have to grow into it?
I felt comfortable rapping immediately. I was, you know, I feel safe around my team and who I'm around, so, you know, I felt comfortable to be myself. And when I was, you know, in high school and stuff, I used to play around like freestyling, but I didn't know it was rap because I wasn't a rapper. I was a singer, so I thought it was just like rhythmic singing. But no, I found out like, oh, this is rapping, because I grew up with old school rap, like talking your shit, not like new school rap where it's like you can kind of have a melody behind it. So I was like, oh, this is new. So yeah. So I'm assuming that's what you liked about it immediately, like the melody part of it. No, yeah, for sure. And I like talking my shit. With singing, I'm a soulful singer, so like when I sing, I dive deep into like the hurt parts of myself, and I bring that out so that I can heal. I use music as like a healing mechanism to like heal myself, emotionally, mentally, whatever, and to hopefully like get people to, you know, heal themselves as well. But with rap, I feel like invincible. I feel like I can say whatever the fuck I want to say. Ain't nothing nobody can do about it, because ain't nobody finna check me about it. Right. So
Damn, I had a good ass question too. Fuck, I done fucked around and forgot it. I'll come back to it. Like, I want to speak a little bit to your image, because you spoke a lot about being like kind of not really introverted, but you weren't really comfortable expressing yourself as a kid, because I can relate to that a whole lot. Because as a kid, I was stupid shy, like really shy. Like, I remember one time I was in middle school, had to be like 6th grade, and it was like March, and the teacher asked a question and I answered it, and everybody turned around. It was like, yo, I didn't know he talked. Like,
oh shit!
It was really like that. I didn't even feel comfortable talking in front of people. The fact that
you remember the month, that was a monumental moment.
It was big, like, and so I can relate to that a whole lot. But now looking at you seem to be really outgoing. You know, you're putting your personality right on, you know, out front. Yeah. So explain to me what that growth was like.
So, you know, growing up, I always tell people, you know, being around, you know, a bunch of white kids and stuff. And then my mom was like pretty much one of the only really big female influences I had in my life. You know, me and my mom are best friends. Anybody that knows us knows that that's my best friend. I don't care what nobody says. But, you know, growing up, you know, having that to look up to, I always would straighten my hair. I'd always want to, because I wanted to fit in. I wanted to feel, you know, I saw that as also, you know, the beauty standard when I was growing up was always white, you know, straight, skinny, whatever. And so, I don't know, I just started to straighten my hair. I used to hate my hair. Like, I don't want it curly. Like, I want it to be straight. I want it to be flowy. I used to get more compliments in school when it was straight or whatever. I realized that it was just because they didn't know any better. But, you know, I don't know. I began kind of expressing myself a little bit, like, from, like, 7th grade to 9th grade. I used to wear, like, big, bold eyeshadow. No lashes, but, like, big, bold eyeshadow. And then started getting picked on, so I kind of grew out of that a little bit, just to kind of fit in a little more to, like, the basicness. This is when Kim Kardashian started popping, being a big thing. So I was like, I'm going to do nudes and stuff or whatever. But then eventually, you know, I was just like, fuck it. People are always going to have a problem with whatever I do anyways. Right. So you might as well love what you do and not hide yourself. Like, I was tired of hiding who I was. I was tired of, like, hiding behind this, like, bad bitch image. Like, I saw bad bitch energy as, like, you have to look like all of the Instagram models. You have to look like all of the basic, like, you know, I don't want to say build a bitch. You know what I'm talking about?
Build
like,
a bitch.
Like,
that's the first time I heard that term, but I know exactly what the fuck you talking about.
Yeah, that's what I and there's no disrespect, no hate towards women that like to get work done. You know, I never hate on that, but it's not my thing, and that's what I call it. It's not my thing, but I always wanted to look like that. I would get, like, booty sculptors, like underwear and stuff.
Really?
Like, I used to edit my body growing up. Like, the social media world fucked me up in my, like, view on how I looked, to the point where I was editing myself, like, to look like a build-a-bitch. Like, I would build myself.
You was using, like, the little morph app? Like
I was using, like, faces to, like, or, like, it's called Facetune. And you can't do it anymore, but back in the day, you were able to, like, make your waist smaller, make your hips wider, smooth your face out so you have no imperfections, color, like, your eyes. You could change the color of your eyes and shit. Like, yeah, like, that was crazy. So I realized, you know, I didn't really have to do that because people fuck with me naturally. So instead of trying to be anybody else, I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna be myself.
Yeah. Was it, so I'm gonna just, like, come back to me. Like, for me, it was when I started buying my own clothes. That's when I really started to, like, grow, like, expand, and, you know, my personality came out. Was it anything like that for you, or you just kind of said it in your head, like, fuck it? So kind of. So, like, when I first started buying my clothes, I was a model. I mean, I still am a model technically, but it's not my number one passion anymore. So before I, like, I think, honestly, not even gonna lie to you, I think music was the thing. Rapping was the thing that I was just like, fuck it. That's when you really,
yeah, because when I came into this industry, I like came in with people that loved me. They were fucking with me, thought I was hard. Then once I started rising and elevating past people that I've been in the game for years.
Oh, I know what you ready to say.
Yeah, that shit started being weird. I'm like, bro, I've never done anything to you. And if you're going to hate on me anyways, I'm going to for sure shit on you and show you who the fuck I am then, if that's the case. So, yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna shout out the chat real quick. We got Verse Presley in the chat. What he said? He said something. Oh yeah. So hold on. Official Trey P said real hustler. Ain't nothing wrong with a tall female. About it was something in there I wanted to see. Oh, he called me a nerd. Yeah, I was a nerd. Fuck you. That's my cousin. Shout out Trey P. But
Trey who?
Trey P. The official Trey P.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I thought you said Trey Peoples. I know a
Trey
nigga.
Peoples.
I know a nigga named Trey Peoples. Is that him?
Know. No, that's not him. I don't know who that is.
I was like, I think I went to high school with like one of his friends or cousin. I don't know. Yeah.
So look, when'd you do the pink hair? When did pink come out? Because I see you're real big on pink.
I love pink. Pink is my favorite fucking color. And actually, I just like really started expressing my pink because, you know, when I grew up, again, niggas used to be like, oh, pink's a girly color. And so to fit in, I'm like, oh, I like orange. I like yellow. I like purple. I'm different. No. Niggas, I like pink. And there's nothing wrong with liking pink. I'm a girl. And so I can like a girl color stigma
right.
or, you know, stereotype or whatever. So June, so the first single I ever came out with is called Cop It. If you look at the picture, it looks like my hair is dyed, but that's hairspray. I went and got props for my first photo. It was my first photo shoot ever for the cover. And I was getting all pink things. I had a whole pink outfit. And so I went to Party City and I was like, pink balloons, pink shopping bags. Because it's about copping it, like, you know. And so I got pink shopping bags. And then I was like, I got a pink glove that I don't wear anymore, but I still have that. And then I saw pink hairspray and I was like, I wonder what this would look like. I always loved pink hair, like hairspray in general growing up, like just doing different colors. And, you know, growing up, my mom never wanted me to dye my hair because it would mess up my curl pattern. So I was like, you know what, I'll just do the hairspray. I did half of it just to test it out. Came out, showed my photographer, shout out Absolute, and my manager, PD Mills. Showed them and was like, all right, what you think? And they were like, oh shit, that's sweet. And they were like, all right, you ready? And I'm like, nah, I haven't even done the other half of my head yet. And they were like, nah, that shit look dope. And I was like, are you sure? I don't know about this. They were like, nah, do that. Trust me. And I was like, all right, fine. I took the pictures. I was like, oh shit, that's dope. So, you know, 3 weeks.
Was it half and half?
Okay. It was half pink, half black. And then 3 weeks later, I'm still, you know, I was like, you know what? I'm going to just fucking do it actually. And so I'm looking for hairstylist to actually be able to do it professionally. Couldn't find one in time or, you know, because it was COVID still, or it was like mad expensive. So one of my friends at the time had dyed my hair half and half. And yeah, that shit was dope.
That's your shit now, the half and half.
Yeah, a lot of people think that I got it from somewhere. Honestly, that's fucking bullshit.
What do you mean got it from somewhere?
Like, people just, I don't know, people always have like an opinion or whatever. So like, you know, if somebody colors their hair, they try to say, you know, oh, everybody's doing it because they're doing it. Yeah.
I got you.
Fuck that shit. If anything, I was the first one to do it in the city. So at least that I know
right.
to do the half and half shit.
I ain't seen nobody. I mean,
right.
I don't know.
With like bright, vibrant colors. But yeah.
All right. Let's move on to the project. I want to talk about your project. And I was playing a little bit of it before you came in. Let me pull it back up. Shout out to Tidal. I use Tidal. Jada, the EP.
Yep.
Brand new. December 2nd, 2021.
Damn. It was only in December?
December 2nd, 2021. Yep.
Damn.
So, how did this project come about? This is your first complete, well, it's an EP, but you got five tracks on here. Is this the first thing you ever put out?
Yeah. So, besides my first single, Cop It, which was originally on there on SoundCloud, but because I released Cop It on all platforms first, it didn't make the EP when I released it to all platforms. So I put the EP on SoundCloud first and then released it.
Okay.
But I had put Cop It out first on every platform before. But yeah, that was my first EP ever. It got over 150,000 streams within 7 months. Or actually within like the first 3 months, it got over 90K streams, which was dope as fuck. And yeah, that shit was crazy. I never thought that I could like do something like that. Each song that I like started producing, I made each song on that album in less than like 2 hours each. So like the first Cop It, I did that in like 30 minutes. Honestly, Cake Day, I did that in like an hour and a half. Glacier, I did that in like an hour and a half. Just recording shit, having fun. I was fucked up in every single song that every time I record, I have to be lit. I don't know what it is, like, because I make party music and like lit music, like, yeah, woohoo, yeah. I like being lit.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. So, you mentioned Glacier. Like I told you, that was my favorite one off of the whole thing I listened to. When did you create that one?
When did I create Glacier? Glacier was like July, right? Like sometime July. I created Glacier. I was really big. So 2016, I was really big on Playboi Carti, Lil Uzi. That's when like Lil Yachty Drum came out with the I'm running on my broccoli. Yeah. No, baby mama. Yeah, something like that. But that was like the year where like it was like I don't know. I can't even describe that summer. Was just so surreal to me. I went to my first concert. Shout out Lil Uzi. I went to 2 of his concerts that year, and he was my first one. Went in a mosh pit that year for the first time.
You knocked somebody out?
Nah, actually kind of. I had to push somebody off. One of my, I went with my brother. My brother, he was a big influence in my life, and he took me. And this was actually, this was a Playboi Carti concert. But it wasn't my first mosh pit. But I have to tell you this story. Yeah. One of my friends had jumped out of a car a couple weeks before that, broke his arm, right? He's in the mosh pit with his arms broken.
What?
In the mosh pit, drunk off his ass. Me and one of my friends had to go get this nigga out the mosh pit. And I'm like, I wasn't prepared to go moshing. I didn't even have the shoes on for that shit because this is at the National, so we were in the back.
Right.
And I'm talking about people swinging. Like, this was a mosh pit. Like, people swinging, scratching, whatever. And a nigga kept bumping into me. And I was like, bro, get off. And I have a quick temper. I'm like, bro, get off. He did it again. I'm like, my nigga, move. Psh, push him. And then he pushed me back. And then we just started pushing each other. And then I was like, oh, yeah, this is fun. Yeah, we're going to beat somebody up. But, yeah, so, you know, that summer was really fun for me, really monumental. I'll never forget that shit. And so this summer, or 2021 summer, I wanted to have that type of nostalgia back, that, like, fun, carefree, don't give a fuck summer, because, you know, COVID was happening. People are depressed, sad, stuck in quarantine, whatever. And I was just like, fuck it. Let's make, like, a Playboi Carti, Lil Uzi type of song, but make it a girl version. And so we found the perfect beat for that shit, and I was like, yeah, this shit slaps.
That's
I was
funny.
Like, it gives me that, like, yeah, woohoo.
That's
carefree.
Funny that you say that, because that's exactly what I was thinking. Because anytime I hear somebody who's from here, I always, like, just think, like, how can I kind of, like, compare them to somebody that everybody would, like some mainstream artist. And I definitely get that vibe. Like, you can hear it in the beats, like Pierre Bourne style beats on some of the tracks. And I was like, yeah, this is like some girl Uzi type shit. Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, I love Uzi. A lot of people, they compare me to, shout out Rico Nasty. That's one of my favorite artists. I don't know if you know who that is.
I've heard. I don't know if I know anything
She's
about
hard.
her, though.
A lot of people compare me to her because she's one of the only other female artists that are, like, really popping for Rage. Like, Rage is, like, a category that I like to be in. I like to rage a lot, and that's what most people compare me to, because you can't really, like, there aren't a lot of girls out here doing the shit that we do. Like, there's not a lot of girls in this lane, like, doing the rage shit. A lot of girls can't because of their voice and stuff, so you have to have the voice for it. I already had a deep voice, it's raspy or whatever, so it's, like, perfect for it. And so instead of being embarrassed about my deep-ass nigga voice, I'm embracing that shit.
Why do you like that? Why do you like that that genre?
I always liked it growing up. I was, like, big on Avril Lavigne's, like, Roxx shit, like, that head banging, like, yeah, rah. I've been through some shit growing up. You know, like, a little bit of what I told you, you know, just feeling like an outcast and shit. I had a lot of deep hidden emotions. Back in the day, I didn't know what it was, why I liked it. I just knew I liked it. I used to listen to Screamo. I was embarrassed to tell people. I used to listen to Screamo, Sleeping with Sirens, like that, like, and I'm like, yeah, this shit hits. I'm like, you can hear it through my headphones. My brother would be like, what the fuck are you listening to?
Yo, your fucking ears ready to blow up.
Yeah, because he grew up, like, you know, listening to, like, Lil Wayne. He, like, trap.
Yeah.
So, so.
Oh, he has good taste.
No, yeah. Oh, we were actually on the way over here listening to the Carter 3. I grew up on that shit.
Wayne.
My brother put me on to Lil Wayne at a young age, to the point where I was like,
good man.
No,
good
yeah,
man.
for
Wayne's
sure.
my favorite all time.
Yeah, he's hard.
Yeah.
People don't. I was listening and I'm like, bruh, I forgot this nigga went that hard.
And
like,
you know what? I don't like how people say he fell off or he not. This nigga is still rapping. He's still rapping right now.
The Carter 5 was one of the best albums of that year. I hate when people are like, oh, he lost his shit. No, you just don't. He sounds the same. That he didn't go with the genre or with the generation. He stayed in his lane.
Yeah.
That's what people fuck up with. They're like, oh, he needs to put out the new shit. Nah, he's staying with the old shit because his old shit's never gonna go out of style.
Right.
I listen to Lil Wayne all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wayne
he
hard
goes
as a bitch.
hard. Like I was listening to Mr. Carter and I was just like,
That used to be one of my favorite songs.
exact. I'm like, this is just, it's so genius. Mr. Carter, Lil Wayne, Mr. Carter, Jay-Z. Like, niggas aren't doing shit like that no more, bro. That shit is so hard. Like, you have to actually, like, be in tune with the artist to understand, like, what these niggas were talking about. And I'm like, yo, he talking about Beetlejuice. I'm like, yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Say that shit.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Shout out to the chat. We got Ebony Miss Temp My Ride in the chat. She says, I was definitely thinking she reminds me of Rico. So she knows who Rico is.
Hey, Rico, yeah. Dope.
Back to the project. I told you what my favorite song was on there. What's your favorite song from the project?
My favorite song? That's crazy. I like them all. I think my favorite ones would have to be one, Cop It, because that was my first single ever, my first song ever. It's not on it on all platforms, but if you go on SoundCloud, it's part of it, so I still say it's part of it. Gotcha. Yeah, because I put like, Cop It out first. But I personally like Loose Screws.
Okay.
That's my favorite one. That's like a like distorted like type of thing, like psychotic bitch, I'm with this shit. It starts off with saying these bitches think they crazy, but I'm psychotic. And I don't know, I just like it because growing up, like, I just always thought there was something wrong with like who I was. Like, I have multiple personalities in my head, and before I used to, think that there was something wrong with that. Like, I can hear myself talking. I can answer myself. Like, that's weird. People don't do that. I would talk to myself growing up, and people would be like, who are you talking to? I'm like, myself. And they're like, you're fucking weird. I'm like, no, I have multiple personalities. And so call me psychotic if you want to. I'm going to show you what psychotic is. And in that song, I showed people, like, what being a psychotic bitch was. And the thoughts that I have in my head, which I'd never do unless being tested to that point. Like, a lot of stuff that I rap about is just shit that goes on in my head. It's not stuff that I would actually like really 100% do. Right. It's just shit that I've thought about, and if you test me to my limits, I know I'm capable of doing that if I need to. Right.
So, and that's I'm gonna have to take a second listen to that one, because it's like I kind of listened, but I surface listened to it. I didn't really kind of get into it. So now with the explanation, I think I'll try to get that one a second listen.
Nah, yeah, definitely. You're gonna fuck with it, because when you hear it, you're like, oh, when you first hear it, it's like, oh, this bitch crazy, whatever. No, but if you actually hear it and understand like the meaning of, oh, she has like this thought in her head, but it's not like I'm actually going and doing the shit. It's just like, it's a thought. So be careful with how you test me.
Mm-hmm. Word. All right. So which song was the most fun for you to make on the project?
I'd say Glacier. Yeah, that was definitely the most fun, because like I said, the just the whole process of actually getting it done. It was actually one of the hardest songs that we had to like sit down, mix, and mastered, because of the way the vocal was up against the beat and stuff. Like, it just had to be perfect. And then that's one of the only songs besides Cop It that I had a music video to. So the whole
I gotta listen to Cop It, because you're mentioning that one a lot. I don't think I saw that one. Like, let me see.
That shit starts off with, where your man's at? I just hit his line when I go shopping. You can't stand that. He just throw a bag and I go cop it. Where your fans at? I'll be everywhere because I'm popping. You got to. That shit hard.
I was listening to, so outside of this project, the one, it's called Bitch. Is it just called Bitch?
Hey, that shit just came out today. Feature.
And that's why I saw it, because I saw you posted it, and I was like, let me see what that is.
How'd you like it?
It was. It's not my style. It ain't my style. But it's
definitely for a specific community.
It's a different type of. See, I only listen to fucking like straight rap, like trap shit. That's what I'm listening to. So I can't really
get into it.
Yeah, anything outside. Like, I can definitely understand the artistry and different types of music, but it don't really like do shit for
talk
me.
to you.
Yeah.
It was dope for me, because like I'm the type of artist, I'm very versatile. I listen to everything.
And you are, for sure. And I wanted to bring that up too, but go ahead. I want you to keep going.
No, yeah, I'm really versatile. I'll even listen to country music. A lot of people, they hate on I like country music. That's just, I love all types of music, jazz, rock and roll, just every fucking genre. And that song brought me back to show choir. I used to do show choir back in the day, and it was just like, I don't know, the vibe was just like a yes type of moment, like yes queen type of moment, and I was just like, yes.
This song you talking about right here?
What? The bitch? Yeah. That shit just brought me back into like, I'm that bitch. Like, I used to I grew up watching like Clueless, movies like Legally Blonde, like the little prissy. I'm prissy. Like, I might have like a little grunge to me, but I'm for sure prissy. I'll carry around my purse. I wear heels all the time. Like, I'm very I'm not a bitch, but like some people think I'm a bitch because I'm prissy. I don't know. I like it. It's one of my personalities.
Okay. And I want to mention, because you brought up a good point when your versatility. So on this project, I heard pop. I heard like Uzi style, like I don't know what to call that. I heard rager shit. I heard like 4 different types, and it's only 5 tracks on there. So what is it about you that allows you to go into those different ranges, different genres, and still create something that's relevant to you?
My different personalities. Okay. For sure. I definitely have like a bunch of, like I said, I have a bunch of different ones like vibing in my head with me. And I know it sounds crazy, but whatever. Or psychotic, but I have different versions that I like to bring out. Like, and I feel like that's also something that's dope with me, and it's gonna be dope when I drop my album Miss Rager, because I like to switch it up. I don't like sounding the same all the time. There's songs on there that I can have different looks for. Like, I'm thinking like longevity, long term. So I'm talking about like music videos. Do I want to look the same in every fucking music video? No. I want to, bring out my pop side. I want to bring out my hip hop side, my rap, my I don't really dabble in the country, but I'm not opposed to it. Not really my thing right now. But just different. I don't know. I want all types of people to feel me. I want all types of people to relate to what I have going on, because that's what the real people in this world do. Like, if you're a real artist, you want not just people that fuck with one type. You want all types of people to fuck with you and listen to you. If you actually have a real message or a real purpose out here to really like be producing music or putting out music, you want people of all colors, ages, whatever, to relate to what you have to say, because what you have to say is important. So I'm trying to reach everybody. So I have to dabble into every single genre that I can. And so just because I have the talent to do so, I'm gonna do that shit. That's
crazy, because a lot of people will try to focus on one first, and then they try to branch off. Like, you remember when Wayne started doing the rock, and like I think Thug went into the country a little bit, just kind of branched out like that. Why now? Is it just because you can do it and it's fun, or is there any strategy on why you're doing that?
So I first started off with Rage. Richmond, I feel like they pay more attention to rappers than they do singers. And there's more rap shows than there are singing shows, besides like open mics. Open mics aren't my thing. I don't like doing that. And so I'm thinking, like, I guess where's the money at? Like, I don't want to just tap into one thing and then that's what people know you for. So like, if I built my fan base on just Rage, people are going to know me for just Rage. So if I ever dabbled out into something else, my Rage fans aren't going to fuck with what else I put out, unless they're diehards and they fuck with me for me. But a lot of people, they like to fuck with music for the way it sounds. Like, let's say, I fuck with Lil Wayne. He goes that, well, nah, I can't say Lil Wayne because I'll fuck with whatever he does. I fuck with, I'm trying to think of an artist. Coi Leray, for example. I fuck with Coi Leray hard. She goes hard. But if she put out like a singing song, like there's some songs that she's put out that I'm just like, I want the old Coi Leray back. Yep. Like, I want that grunge to it. I don't want the whole sappy stuff all the time. So, that's where I'm looking towards like building my fan base to where, they'll fuck with me for me instead of just categorizing me with something, because I'm so versatile. Like, I'm outside of a box, so it's like I don't want anyone to feel like they can put me in one, because you can't.
That's like a main reason I don't really listen to Future no more, because he don't really do the shit he was doing back when I was listening to him.
Right,
he more into that fucking like love, like sad, not really sad nigga, but you know what I'm saying, like
talking shit about women, like, or like, like he sound bitter. He sound
yeah, like he dropped the song today, and then I turned it on, and when I heard the beat, I turned it immediately off. So I'm like, I already know what I'm getting. I know what I'm getting. He could be like emotional about it, and that's not what I like him for. So that's cool
like
that
the
you
dirty soda, the dirty Sprite and shit.
Yeah, dirty Sprite.
That shit went stupid.
Yeah, fucking. You remember the shit when he had Tony Montana. That's Tony Montana. Yeah, like back then.
That's that lit shit. That type of shit. It make you want to bop your head, not know. Damn, I'm at home taking a couple shots because my bitch just left me.
Yeah, I'm not listening to that shit. Fuck that.
Good.
I don't want to hear that shit. And that's all he do now. He trying to be like Drake for real. Mm-hmm. That's Drake lane, and he can do that, and I can listen to him for that. But
that's like Drake. Okay, like for example, when Drake went into like his like, oh, I'm trying to be hard. I can't take you seriously because I already saw you. I saw you on Degrassi first. Then I saw you, like I grew up with you being Degrassi, Jimmy. I used to love that show. And then I'm like, when I first heard Successful, that's the first song I ever heard from Drake was Successful with Trey Songz. Yeah. And I was like, who the fuck? I was like, he looked familiar. That's the nigga from Degrassi. I was like, no. So I can't get into the like, oh, I want to be a thug trapping shit.
I ain't gonna lie, I like that shit. I like when he rap like that.
Really?
He's just too good.
He is really good. He's
too good, but I can feel that though. Like I can see that for Future, but you can see that for Drake.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I fell in love with Drake because of his sappiness. I like a sensitive ass nigga, like you know, like that. I'm gonna go cry in the club real quick about you. Yes, it shows me you care. Keep it up. I don't like the whole like, oh, fuck these bitches, get money, let me shit on a bitch. Because if you don't want that to happen to you, because I'll for sure shit on you real quick, then don't do that shit to me. Word. So I don't like listening to shit like that all the way.
Word. Oh, so that's a good segue. What do you listen to?
Right now, I ain't gonna lie, I listen to a lot of my shit just to like, you know, I love what I put out. But if it's not me, I listen to Boy Wise, I listen to 2C, Rod Wave, Lil Wayne always.
Shout out Trey P. He was the first nigga on Rod Wave. He put everybody on.
Yeah, a lot of people were sleeping on him. I'm like, even when Hard on Ice, like before Hard on Ice came out, he was like putting out crazy shit. People still sleep on him to this day. People still don't.
Are people trying to steal his style now? Because I remember, what's the first song you heard from Rod Wave? Mine was probably like this song he had with
I'm in
Glock
the middle
9.
of the projects with my gun in my head. He doesn't even have that out anymore.
Really?
It's gambling. What you gonna do when it's time to feed your family? We out here gambling. His like video went viral of him doing that shit.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard it was some song with Glock 9. I think it was called. It was like Get a Bag or some shit like that. And I was like, yo, who the fuck is this? Like, this is probably the first. Like, he won't out for real. He won't out. But I was like, niggas are gonna be doing that in like 3 years. They're gonna be doing exactly what the fuck he's doing.
That like sappy, sad boy shit.
Yeah, like singing, like singing. But you know what? I haven't seen a lot of people doing that though. Like singing but still rapping. You know what I'm saying? They
try to. That's the thing, but they can't do it because it's hard. So people definitely try to, but it's hard. And you know, I feel like I just feel like, you know, the generation now going into music is just really changing, and I want to change it again. Like, it went from hardcore trap to all these niggas talking about shitting on bitches to now it's like, oh, wait, no, I'm getting my heart broken by a bitch. So now we know why you really don't like us is because you're getting your heart broken. So now it's like, where the confident niggas at that don't have to shit talk?
What type of music would a confident nigga make?
A confident nigga gonna make some music talking about something with substance, like something to actually feed people's mind instead of, oh, I just fucked this bitch, or I'm getting my shit whatever by this bitch, or oh, I'm gonna do. I don't know. I feel like that is getting kind of played out at the moment. Like, it's cool, but it's like, I want to hear your story. I want to hear what you have to say, not just you talking about what you can get from a female or how much money you make. Like, okay, every nigga can talk about that, and a lot of niggas that do put out music like that be capping. So
be capping.
I want to hear like something like, you know, that's gonna make me think about shit. Like, shout out Nas. I grew up listening to Nas. That shit, I would listen to Nas all day. Like, to actually have a message for the people. I grew up on that song. You know that song that's like, I know I can't be what I want to be. That was like my favorite song on that album. It was number 7. I remember listening to it in the car.
She said number and everything.
7. Yeah, I used to tell my dad, can you play number 7 in the back? Can you play? I would have to remember the track numbers so I could be like, can you play? Because I didn't know the names. So I'd be like, can you play number 7? Yeah. I know I like that song. So I don't know, stuff like that. I feel like that needs to come back, and I feel like it is. I feel like we're going back in time when it comes to music. Like, my music I'm putting out now reminds me of the early 2000s alternative girl, like skater, like when Avril Lavigne was popping, like with the rock and roll guitar type shit. Yeah.
Big ass boots and shit with fucking skirts and shit on.
Yep, and then
Spikes
Holla Back Girl coming back. It ain't no Holla Back Girl.
Who was that? I can't remember that
Gwen
person's
Stefani.
name. Gwen Stefani. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So that shit's dope.
Yeah. I'm getting in, but no, I'm joking. Shit, I had it. What was it? Oh yeah. So tell me about this tour you just did. You just went on tour, radios. On the fucking East Coast.
I can take a sip.
Go ahead, take a sip on that one. Take a sip on that one. What did you do? Where did you go? Who did you talk to?
So that was my first tour ever with music. I used to travel back and forth from here in New York for modeling and stuff, but this was the first time for music, and it was so dope. I stopped in New Jersey first. I did a podcast there with DJ Jazzy. Shout out my DJ, my first DJ ever.
Jazzy, what up?
Yeah, she's dope. Yeah, so we did a couple a podcast there. It was for like a live. I think it was a live segment. I cannot remember the name right now because I've been on so many. Damn, my bad.
Don't tell somebody that next week when you go on their shit. You was like, yeah, I was just on. What's the nigga in Richmond name?
No, I remember. I have to remember because yours is New Richmond Podcast.
Right.
Yeah. Because that's easy to remember. It's the ones that aren't in my city that I'm like, yeah. Damn, what was that? What was that called? But I do remember we went to New York too, and that was my first radio interview, and that shit made me feel like I'm ready for anything.
Like, I was here.
Like, oh yeah, I'm
here, nigga.
It was the first time I was ever on the radio. I had so much love. Shout out. I know theirs was Word on the Street podcast because I remember podcasts when I post them, and if you repost me and post me and I'm constantly seeing you. That's how I remember you, by like you showing me love. I'm gonna show you back the same love. So like the other podcast hasn't came out yet, so I haven't gotten really familiar. Okay. But that one did come out. And it was just like I had the little mics like this. I had the headphones on. You could hear them talking in the microphones. I had people calling the station, asking me questions. Yeah, they said I had the most people call ever on their station.
Hey, that shit was dope. Lit.
It was so dope.
How long did they do our promo before? Like, did they like promo on their page and shit? Yo, J Duhhh gonna be here on such and such.
We kind of did. Not as much as like. Not to the point where it should have been that many people calling. I think it was just that many people calling for straight love. It was a lot of my fans calling.
That's what's up.
Like I posted it, and I didn't post it like all day or whatever. I just posted it here and there because I have to promote a lot of different things at once. So it's kind of hard to just focus on one specific thing. And they were calling. I'm talking about like asking me questions, showing love. It was surreal. It really reminded me how much love I get from my city because for a while, when 2022 first started, I said 2022 is going to be my year, right? That was January 1st, or actually the week before January 1st. Then January 1st came around. I was like, yeah, this is going to be my fucking year. January 3rd come around. Boom. No, some wild shit had happened. And I'm like, damn, maybe this not going to be my year. God really tested me. Testing my gangster. I gotta relax. So I went into this like little episode of no one likes me type of thing, and I didn't realize my whole team was telling me, Jada, it's because you're coming up. They're hating. I'm used to like basic hate, like looks, dirty looks. I've had bitches bump into me at clubs, try to pour drinks on me. I have little petty shit like that, but to go and talk shit or start shit on the internet, I never really had shit like that because I don't invest my time into shit like that. I think that's some messy bitch shit to do, and it's not really, it's not really my thing. I think it's like more like a attention grabber, and I get attention everywhere I go, so I don't need to do shit like that. Or if I do have a problem, I'm gonna tell you directly, and you're gonna know that I have a problem. I don't need the whole world to know. So I'm now stepping into the whole everybody has an opinion on Jada now, and everybody has something to say, negative, positive, whatever. Like I'm having random people I don't know comment on my TikToks. Oh, you suck. Oh, this is trash. Like I'm having shit like that, and
that come with it, for sure.
And I'm like, who the fuck are you? I go on their page, they got like 2 followers, they following 1,000 some people. I'm like, you ain't got shit else to do. But it really showed me how much love I got, because I had forgotten for a while. I felt attacked. I felt like me coming up in the city, people from the city didn't like me no more. But it was like, no, it was just what I was surrounding myself with. I was surrounding myself around haters that didn't want me to elevate above them, because they wanted me to stay down with them. Once you start elevating and surpassing people, you'll start losing a lot of friends that aren't real, because most people don't want to fuck with you unless you're doing the same shit they do. They don't want you to outshine them, and
that's for sure
not cool.
That's a fact. Is it like catty or like real shady and like within the, because I'm sure there's other women who make music out here,
for
like
sure.
Is it like, do you get bad like shit from them, or is it just like all love, or is it just everybody just do their own thing?
It's kind of a little bit of all three. It depends on what you pay attention to, what you focus on, and what you invest your time into. Music is no different than, to me, I feel like a lot of shit that has happened to me in music is some shit that's happened to me in high school. Like, it's like people don't grow the fuck up. Like, I don't know what it is. But, oh no, Chester. Oh yeah, introduce Chester. You didn't even... Yes. All right, I'm going to finish that, and then we'll introduce Chester. But with women, like, I feel like, there's women that love and show love like we're supposed to. That's the real women. You could tell the difference between a real woman and just a hating ass bitch based off of the genuineness of their, their conversation with you. Or if they even, like, I've had girls, know who I am, look at me, look past me, but then go and talk shit on Instagram or something. And it's weird. So, the people that are, or the women that are secure in themselves, and the women that know that they're striving for something, like all of the women that have star power that I've met, and star power is that thing where you look at them and they're going to be something.
For sure.
Like, like, it might not be like mainstream or whatever. You're going to be something. Like, you have that vibe to you. And those women are the ones that are so supportive. They don't mind sharing your shit because they have nothing to hate on. We're not in the same lane. So you can support me, I can support you, and my fans are still going to fuck with me as hard as they did before. They're not going to go switch sides or whatever. And if they fuck with you, cool. It's not going to take away from my bread. But it's the women that feel like they don't have something, or, envy. Envy is a bitch. Jealousy is a bitch. And my song Cop It, I said a line is, envious of me and I already know. All you hate is green, and that is for sure. I'm the fucking queen, so hand me that. All right, anyways, I knew coming into it I was going to have envy. I used to have envy from even older women, like women that are old enough to be my mama's age.
About your music?
Music, my looks, the way I look, like, it's weird. And I had that ever since I was a youngin', and I don't know if you know who Flo Milli is. Shout out Flo Milli.
I feel like I've heard the name, but I don't know.
She's dope. She's a dope artist. She's mainstream right now. She's coming up. She about to be on Megan Thee Stallion level. I think she is now, but there's still a lot of people that don't know who she is. So I'm like, damn, not yet. Right. It's coming. But she said, hating on me and you my mama's age. And I felt that shit. Like, bitches really be hating, like, for no reason, just because you have some type of confidence. And it's not even just the music world. It's just women in general. Like, if we all came together and supported one another, I feel like we would be able to actually have something. Like, people would take us more seriously. Like, everyone wants to be a boss. Everyone wants to be in charge of something. How the fuck are you going to be in charge of something if you're insecure within yourself? You can't run anything if you can't even control your own emotions or run your damn self. And I feel like a lot of people just need to start loving themselves more so that we can actually start making a fucking come up as women, like, so that niggas will take us seriously. How the fuck we expect niggas to take us seriously if we're fighting against each other and we don't band together? It's fucking weird. Niggas see all the hate that they don't take. They'll probably look at it and be like, what the fuck is this? Couldn't be me. So it's like, or the same with, like, niggas beefing. You could say the same thing about, like, niggas killing each other. hurting each other, robbing each other, doing dumb shit. And it's like, you know, as a community, especially the black community, how the fuck you want people to take us seriously if we fight with our own people? So I don't know, I feel like people just need to band together during this time so we can actually make a fucking difference.
No, for sure. For sure, yeah. And we've definitely seen, like, that's just like a something that's been said for so long, but it just seems like people just don't. Everybody's so caught up in doing their own thing. Like, man, I don't give a fuck what this nigga talking about. I'm gonna try to, you know, niggas are trying to get it however they can. So it just keeps perpetuating that same mindset.
Right, and it's sad because it's like it's all we know, because that's, you know, it's in our music, it's in our face, and so it's like, I don't know. I feel like we have a lot of healing in every community. There's a lot of healing to go around, and I feel like the only time, I mean, I'm a really big, like, I was in the protests during Black Lives Matter. I'm really big onto, like, equality. I'm really big into, you know, actually making a difference within, especially the black communities, because I feel like we have had a lot of shit taken from us. You know, we made a lot of shit in this world, a lot of shit, and we're the only, like, one of the only races that really don't get the credit that we deserve as people, as, you know, what we've brought into the world. And I feel like the only reason is because we allow ourselves to keep being brought down. Like, you know, they had forced us into, I don't know if this is too much, but I'm going to get deep for a second. But, you know, they forced us into so-called hoods. They called it hoods. They were called projects. So a lot of people, they don't know the meaning behind projects. Yeah. Projects, they call them projects because they were a literal project.
Yeah.
They, you know, placed a community of people in one setting, put drugs, guns, violence. I mean, if you go into a project, you see a liquor store on every corner, but if you go into a suburban neighborhood where the liquor stores are, you have to drive 15 minutes to go to the liquor store. So it's like, it's predetermined, set up. It's like, that's what we were born into. And I just want people to wake the fuck up to realize, like, we're bigger than that. We're better than that. And the power of the people is way bigger than the people in power. So, you know, when you actually, that's one of my favorite statements that I always say, like, the power of the people is way bigger than the people in power. So the people that want to keep us down, you know, the only way they can keep us down is if we keep allowing them to keep us down. So if we actually came together and said, fuck the differences or whatever, and realized, like, what was actually going on. Like, think of all the drugs that we have in our community. Where the fuck are we getting them? We didn't have no shit. Like, we didn't have no ships, no planes, or nothing. We didn't own shit. Where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah, that's a good
something
point.
Tupac was saying.
You know what? Somebody, I've heard people say that, but, like, you just saying it again just really, like solidified it for me. What the fuck? What black nigga went anywhere, like, went to Colombia and brought that shit back?
Black niggas right now aren't even doing that shit for real. They're getting somebody else to come do it. Like,
right.
And that's what people don't think. They don't think of the bigger picture. They don't think of what's really going on. And that's what I want to, you know, wake people up with. I'm using my music. I'm not going to say it in my music, but I'm for sure when I start talking. Like, I have a lot of shit to say, a lot of stuff in my head that it doesn't make sense, and people need to wake the fuck up.
At the end of one track, you should be like, ain't no black nigga bring no drugs over here. You should have.
Yeah, right. Like, y'all niggas ain't noticed that shit. Because that, you know, I watch a lot of interviews from Tupac. I love Tupac.
You know, that was my uncle.
Really? You
I'm bullshit.
I was like, you lying. Nah, yeah. Or, like, you know, Nipsey Hussle, Dr. Sebi even. I'm a really big conspiracy theorist, and I've studied it for a long time.
Ooh, conspiracy.
Yeah, I'm a conspiracy
we might
theorist.
talk some conspiracies.
Yeah, that's my shit.
Hey,
like, that's
okay.
actually why I got popping on TikTok. I got over 31,000 followers on TikTok straight from me just talking about shit like this.
Word.
On there. And it's just like, I just want to wake people the fuck up. I'm tired of having these thoughts about myself.
Word.
So, yeah.
No, that's hard. That's hard. You went a little deep on a couple topics. I appreciate that.
No, yeah, for sure.
So there's one topic, one question I always ask every guest. It's the only scripted part of this podcast. Is there anybody in Richmond that you think needs some type of recognition? Whether it's another music artist, it is a fucking baker, a fucking police officer, they fly planes, anything.
It's just not fair because I don't want to miss out on anybody. So don't take this personal.
Yeah, y'all can't get mad. Like, come on. She didn't know I was really going to ask you this, so don't get mad.
Right. Like, I just, yeah. So don't get mad yet. So, there's just so many people that deserve recognition in this city. You know, I do want to start off with my team. Shout out PD Mills. That's my manager. Goes crazy. He does a lot of shit. Helps me with a lot of shit. Feli, the God, Fifi.
This nigga Fee ducking me in Madden too. This nigga, I'm joking. I ain't never hit him back up. I told him we was gonna play that shit on live and see, because he swear he's so sweet.
He's trash.
He swear he's so sweet and shit.
Tomato. No, I was kidding. That's my nigga. Shout out him. He's really hard working. That's one of the hardest working niggas I know in the city. Yeah, that nigga works his ass off.
That's what's up.
In and out of, you know, music. So shout out to him. I got Forever First, Richie Rich. He produces a lot of my beats. That's my personal producer on my team. I got TDS Cam. Shout out my nigga Cam. That nigga.
This nigga Cam.
Chef's kid. That nigga does it all. That nigga mixes, masters, produces. He sings and raps himself. Like, that nigga is really sweet. He plays the guitar. I'm going to let you hear one of my songs at the end of this. And his guitar solos, that nigga is talented. Nice. Yes, he made two of my beats from scratch on my album, Miss Rager, and them shits are crazy. That nigga's so talented. Who else? I got my girls from Pink Mafia. Shout out Drea. Drea got her own businesses going on. She does lashes and she has a boutique coming out. Yeah. Okay. My girl Lena, she does music too. She's about to release her first single. That shit's gonna be dope. She's an R&B singer. My girl Shawnee, she's a model. Tia, makeup artist. I'm trying to think. Princess, she's an artist too. She's a rapper. Damn. Shout out my nigga Gringo, fresh out.
This nigga fresh out.
Yeah. Damn. There's so many people that I can fucking say. I don't want to miss nobody. That'll be like, shout out my parents, my family, my brother. Damn, I know I'm going to miss somebody and they're going to be like, Absolute. I already said Absolute on here, but that's my personal photographer. Yeah. That nigga goes hard. He's made every cover art for my singles and album and is doing, and my EP and is now doing my album.
Word. Why you saying
the selfie spot? Oh. Go to the selfie spot in Richmond by VUU. That's Virginia Union. That shit goes hard. It's like it's a building with like different rooms in it. Each room has like its own theme. I shot my Glacier music video in there. So like,
shit, that's sweet. You can just go in there and take pictures.
Yep.
What they charge? Yeah,
it's like $25 an hour, and you go in and you just take pictures. It's on your phone, and they have like this little thing that's a remote that hooks up to the selfie light. Yeah. And you could click the remote, and it'll take the pictures for you. They had like swing sets on one. They had a room with like an airplane on it. They have a room like a boxing room. They have a room with like a gold toilet, and it says something about being the shit.
That's sweet.
Yeah, it's dope.
I'm gonna try to get that information from you later. I would definitely like to check that out. The selfie spot.
Yeah, that shit's hard.
How many rooms is it, you think?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like 11 or 12, 11 maybe more.
Word.
Yeah. It's hard though, that shit. And then each season they have something different, so I'm actually about to go after
crazy.
this.
Change it.
Yeah, and they're doing a Valentine's Day theme. And I saw the video. They got teddy bears. They got a kissing booth. They got hearts and shit. It's gonna be dope.
I don't mean to pause you. I gotta really use the bathroom.
No, you're good. You're good.
I'm just gonna mute the mic real quick. Matter of fact, I'm gonna leave it on. Go ahead, talk some shit if you want to.
Hello everybody. It's your girl Jay to the motherfucking duh. Yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah. Shout out my nigga, MOMM. That's money on my motherfucking mind. No, I'm just kidding. Money on my mind. Money on my motherfucking mind. I might have to tell him to make it MOMMM. Anyways, that nigga goes hard. I'm about to... I say it? Oh, I'm about to be an ambassador for his clothing brand. Yeah, Chester, say yeah. Yeah. I'm really excited about that. Yeah, shout out to him. We just got posted on one of the like Virginia hip hop blogs today about our collab, and that shit goes stupid. So check that nigga out. It's called MOMM Clothing. That's money on my mind. Who else? Shout out. Boz isn't Richmond. It is? It's not Richmond. But yeah, welcome back.
Yeah, you held it down. I heard you out here going crazy. That's what's up. Shout out people in the chat, man. We got Metallic Keem in the chat. He says he likes how well spoken you are.
Oh, thank you.
For sure. Shout out Ebony again, Goddess Energy. reconfigure goddess energy. Recognize, my bad. Goddess
Ooh,
energy.
Yeah, you better
so
recognize.
At that point when you was talking about different women, like some women is like they be hating and shit, and they don't want you to shine. It's like, nah, like everybody gotta be on a goddess level. If you a goddess,
exactly.
You know?
Yep, recognize that shit. Yeah. Well, because goddesses recognize goddesses. Like real recognizes real. Same thing. Like, you know, somebody, and this is something that I always say, somebody that isn't secure in themselves or isn't happy with themselves, they're gonna treat you like that, and it has nothing to do with you personally. Like, I don't take anything that somebody does to me personally, because I see it as, oh, you're hurt within yourself. You perceive me a certain way because you're not fully healed within yourself. Because if you were healed within yourself, you wouldn't blame anybody else for your traumas or your problems except for you. And I don't, that's why I never, like, I could be in a shitty ass mood, but nobody's gonna know. No one's gonna know, because I'm not gonna take it. I'm not gonna go hang out with anyone until I'm healed or until I feel a little better, or I'll at least let you know, hey, you know, I'm not in it right now. I might, you know, snap or whatever. Don't take it personally, because hurt people. So it's healing. It's time for people to heal.
It's time for y'all niggas to heal, man. Like, you know the fuck I'm saying, you motherfucker.
You already know what the fuck going on.
All right, we are hour in. Let's go ahead and get into the freestyle topic, random topic. You said something earlier. We might even get into it.
I thought you were going to say random topic freestyle right now. I was about to be like, Chester, take it away.
No, I'm not going to do you like that. We had one person freestyle on here, Metallic King, and he smoked it. He came back twice. If you ever want to do that, we can do it. Not today, but we can do it. I just got to know beforehand. I can get the setup. And
I only freestyle when I'm high.
Word?
I can freestyle, but it's only when I'm high. Like, if
I'm
I'm high,
and come in.
I can say whatever. Yeah, I'm going to be high one day, but the only thing about me being high on interviews, I don't talk. I'll just sit there like.
That's good that you know that, because some people try to, like, think they want to get, like, drunk and high and just go in there and just be like, ugh.
No, I've done, like, a couple, like, I did a podcast called The Cloud TV in the Smoking Spot.
The Cloud here?
Yeah, The Cloud TV, and then, what was it? The Smoking section, and there were both segments where I smoked. And I talked pretty well, but I have a shout out to anybody that got a speech impediment. I have a speech impediment, and so when I'm high,
would never recognize. Oh, okay. When you're high, it comes out.
It comes out way more.
Because you are speaking really clear.
I think that's years of practice. I actually, like, if you sit down and actually listen to me when I'm not on camera, or like when I'm rapping, there's sometimes where I have to do a whole verse over because I said something like this. Had to get my tongue clipped when I was 8. Most traumatic thing of my fucking life. Yeah.
What? Why does anybody ever need that? Like, what is that about?
So you know the little string you have underneath your tongue?
Yeah.
Mine was right here.
It was too far.
Mine was on, like, the front of my tongue almost.
Oh, so you couldn't really move it.
I could only talk like that. So my mom, me and my brother both had that problem. My mom said I had to go get it removed. They removed that shit the first time. Didn't do it right. My stitches popped out. My mouth was bleeding. I got a bubble underneath, and it was, like, probably infected. I went to and this is why I swear Hanover racist as fuck, bro. Because back in the day, I didn't think about this shit. I'm 10 years old, right? At this dentist office. This nigga sprays, like, the free spray on me. He does it on my foot first. I'm a kid, so I'm like, I don't want that. I don't know what that is. He sprays it on my first. It's like a
like some cryo, like
some, nitro.
Okay,
nitro.
Nitrogen. Okay.
Yep. And so he sprayed it on my foot. He was like, "See, it doesn't hurt. It just feels cold." I'm like, "Oh, okay." He sprays my tongue. I should have known that it wasn't gonna fucking work. He cuts my tongue with scissors after spraying it with with scissors.
Is that how they supposed to do it?
No, I don't think so, bro. I swear to, I don't know how this. I know the first time they did it, I went to my family dentistry. They numbed me with a needle and stuff. So I was thinking they were gonna put a needle in my mouth, which hurts. But I would have rather had that than you just spraying freeze spray.
Oh my god! It's like, what is this, fucking 1920, nigga?
Bruh. My dad was like, you're fine. Eat a piece of ice. I'm like, bro, I can't move my tongue. And now that I'm grown, I'm like, Dad, that shit was racially motivated, bro. I swear to God, ain't no fucking way you would have did that to a white child. There's no way you would have let that shit happen. Like, I'm like,
yo, I don't even care. That was procedure. I'm like, yo, you're not cutting my tongue with no scissors,
I didn't know.
Nigga.
He was just like, all right, open your mouth. And I'm thinking he's going to put like something numb, or maybe once it like stays on your mouth for a while, it gets more. Nah, bruh. I was like,
Oh, I just keep visualizing that shit. That shit's fucking me up.
Yeah, that shit was traumatizing. I will never forget that shit.
So do you even like going to the dentist now? Like you probably like, damn, what you gonna do?
No, I like going to the dentist. This was a dentist I'd never been to. I've been going to the same dentist for 20. I wouldn't say 21 because I didn't have teeth, but for my entire life, I've been going to the same dentist. At least like the same like brand of dentistry or whatever, the same dental office or whatever. Right. And it was just a different one. It was like an oral surgeon, but it was like a hand-me-down type of oral surgeon. Front and hander. It was like one of those older ones.
This nigga wild.
Bro, wild as a bitch, bro. I was like, you ever seen The Dentist? Like, there's a scary movie called The Dentist. It's a movie where there's a dentist, and he'll go and pull your teeth out without numbing you, and he knows he's not doing it.
Oh, my God.
He knows he's not numbing you right, and he'll pull your teeth, and he's killing people and shit. That's why I'll never go back to, like, one of those offices that look like that. Unless it looks bougie as fuck inside, I'm not going in it. Don't ask me. That shit need to look squeaky clean, top to bottom. Yeah. Anything else, y'all niggas are wild. Y'all just be doing whatever the fuck.
Yeah, fuck that.
I'm good.
Oh, scissors.
Yeah.
I would have looked that nigga up, like, now that you're older and shit, and, like, go...
And
like,
figure out who that nigga was.
Stab this nigga or something.
Right, or, like, figure out, like, why did you do that? Like, and, my parents don't know because they've never had... They didn't have that growing up, so they're just thinking,
yeah, they don't know if it's
shit...
right or wrong.
Right, they're probably, like... like, my dad genuinely probably thought that shit did not hurt, because my dad was, like, the type to be, like, suck it up type of thing. Like, that's why I was always good at whatever I did. I just sucked that shit up, like, whatever. My brother was the same way, but I'm like, bruh, that shit.
This nigga cut my tongue, daddy, with some scissors.
With some scissors, bruh. He's like, it's okay, you were numbed. Bruh, I'm telling you, bruh, yo. I was not. I swear to God.
Yo, that's crazy. Yeah, so before I got up, we was ready to roll into the freestyle. That was kind of freestyle right there. All right, freestyle topic. So it was two. It was two that I was saying about, and you both brought them up. You brought up spirituality and you brought up conspiracies. Yeah. Ooh,
tell him, Chester.
Wait, all right. What is the most unique conspiracy that you really believe that shit right now?
I'm not gonna talk about aliens because that's a popular one right now.
We talk about aliens like 5 times on here. These niggas are be like, man, fuck. We heard about aliens.
Right, we already know they exist.
I could talk about aliens all day though.
No, I could too. I could talk about different planets and shit. Life.
Oh, you more advanced than me. You're way more advanced than me.
I've been on the spiritual journey since 2016. Okay. So 16. How many years is that? Goddamn, like 6, 7, something like that. Yeah, I've been on the journey for that long. So a conspiracy theory that's unique. Oh, damn, there's so many. We could talk. Okay, so I'm gonna just start spitting shit out. Tell me which one you want to talk about. So we can talk about like the food industries. We could talk about, you want to talk about diseases?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So a disease. Okay, this is where I'm gonna. This is fun.
A disease is dis-ease. Yeah. It is. See, I'm on you, right? We're on the same track right now. Go ahead. Dis-ease. That's where it came from. All right, continue.
A dis-ease of the body. So diseases, and this kind of ties in with COVID. I believe that any sickness that you have is a sickness of the mind. It's not a sickness of the body if you actually eat correctly. If you eat the right foods and like vegetables and stuff that you're supposed to eat, technically your body should be able to overcome it or, fight. If you have a strong immune system, you should be able to fight off any disease. And, a lot of people, they get so sick because in their head, they're fearful of it. So that ties into the, how do you control people for so long? And, like the whole quarantine thing, COVID's going around like, oh, wear a mask, do this. How do you control people? You give them fear. Fear is the lowest vibration that you can ever have. So if there are people constantly in fear all the time, you can control them. You could be scared of something, right? And I tell you, in order to not make that thing come that you are fearful of the most,
you got to do
this, and this. You're going to do that shit because you're so fearful of, oh, shit, that shit could happen. I don't want to take my chances. You're not going to question it because it's like you're not really 100% sure on what it is, but you know enough that there are remedies or whatever out there. So, you know, a lot of people, they don't think about diseases, or like they just go with whatever somebody tells them, like, oh, get this, get that, take medicine, do this, whatever. But in reality, like, for example, I'm technically diagnosed with ADHD and ADD. And to me, this is a really big thing. I'll label it or whatever. I'll tell people ADHD because that's how they'll, you know, be able to understand what I have. But in reality, you can't label somebody's personality. Like, what are you comparing it to? What are you comparing my ADHD to?
Oh, that's a really good point. I never in it.
You got to think about that. Like, think about it. Like, okay, like all these people being diagnosed with like different mental disorders and stuff. What are you comparing it to? What is
what's the
normal,
average? What's the average
normal
that you're using?
standard? Normal is pretty much anybody that doesn't think outside of the box or have anything wrong. Like, meaning like people, you know, you see people, they look like they're part of like a simulation. They just kind of, they like the cookie cutter type of family.
Yeah, NPC.
That's what it is. If you go outside of that thinking, they deem you as crazy, or they deem you as there's something wrong with you. Or like me, I'm very energetic. When I was in school, I never wanted to sit still. I always had talks too much on my report cards, whatever. And in reality, it's just like I have a lot to say, and whatever you're teaching me is boring me because I don't care nor need to learn about that to succeed in life, because I always knew where my life was going. So it's like I'm learning about A plus B equals C squared or whatever. What the fuck I need to know that for? I'm gonna go talk about something I want to actually talk about and learn about. Like, so that was me. So it's just like, I don't know. That's always been a thought I had. Like, you know, how can you diagnose me with something?
That's a crazy point. And I've never heard anybody say that. What are you comparing it to? Whose personality is the one that this is how people normally are?
Right. It's honestly to put people on these medications. Like, I tried medication for depression, and I actually ended up being quote unquote allergic to it. It made me very sick. It made me feel like shit. It made me gain weight. It actually made me feel worse than before I had taken it. It was called, I think it was like some type of Zoloft and Lexapro. Lexapro is what I'm allergic to. And I was taking it, and it just made me feel funny. So I told my doctor. My doctor was like, you might just be allergic to it. It might just be a chemical reaction. But then I realized, why am I taking medicine to feel better about myself? Like, I shouldn't have to take medicine to orchestrate the chemistry in my body. Like, it just never sat right with me. Like, after a while, I was like, I don't actually want to take these anymore, because maybe my body is just rejecting that shit because you're trying to put something in me to make me not have feelings at all, to not feel. Like, a lot of depressive medicines, you'll see people, they'll be so lively and so dope, or even ADHD medicines, you'll see people be lively, dope, whatever, and then they start taking it and they're just kind of like, like they sit through class like just focused, but they don't have that life in them anymore. And it takes a part of you. And, you know, I'm really big on not taking it anymore, because I realized that instead of me trying to mask my depression and trying to make myself not have feelings, I needed to tap into what depression really was. And to me, when I get depressed, depression is just my body's way of telling me I'm done playing this character. I'm done playing this role. So, like, let's say I'm doing something for a long time, like modeling. I used to model a lot, and somewhere down the road, I was just like, bruh, I don't find a joy in this anymore, but I'm still doing it because, I want to make money or whatever. And that's not a way to live. A lot of people, they're depressed in life because they work 9 to 5s. They do shit. They wake up. Even me, like, when I was working my 9 to 5 heavy, like, I would wake up and be, like, sad as fuck throughout the day just to be happy to get off. And then once, like, 11 o'clock rolled around, I'm depressed again because I know I have to go back to work in the morning because it's not something I wanted to do. And, you know, I was unhappy, sad, or whatever. And instead of blaming it on something wrong in my body, I just looked at my surroundings and was like, well, maybe the higher power and God's trying to tell me this isn't what I'm supposed to be doing anymore. Like, this isn't me. This isn't the role I want to play. That this isn't what I want to do. So why am I doing it to make other people happy? Like, let me find out what makes me happy, and then I won't be depressed anymore, instead of just doing whatever society tells me to do.
Hell yeah. And you came to that conclusion all on your own.
There's been a lot of nights.
That's powerful.
Thank you. Yeah, there's been a lot of nights where I am very open about this. You know, there's been a lot of nights where I've been on my knees crying, you know, lost in the world, scared. Like, I'm a medium, what people call a medium. So I am very connected with the spiritual world or realm. At least that's my belief. Some people don't believe in it, but I'm very in touch with my ancestors. I have visions. I see things. I've been shown things, which is why I don't like Hanover. Because, like, ever since I was little, I used to see shit. Like, not like a, oh.
All right, you got to explain that. See shit.
Okay.
And I believe you, but I'm saying, like, what, give me an example.
So this was the most monumental thing that I ever saw. So when I was little, my parents always used to tell me not to go in the woods, whatever, because I would come home and be like,
this shit's scary already. Oh, shit. What you ready to say?
I mean, I grew up in the country, so, like, going to the creek was fun for me. I used to love going to the creek, going in, like, putting my feet in the creek. Like, it was just fun to me. It was just something kids do. But my parents would, my neighborhood was built on Civil War battlegrounds, so my parents would always tell me don't go there. I would hear gunshots, I would hear cannons, I would hear whatever, and my parents, like, dead ass. My mom was like, don't go out there. And I saw, like, a reenactment of the Civil War. Like, I thought that
people was doing it.
Yeah, like, white people. You know, white people, they just be doing. Like, they just be doing shit. So I'm like, oh, you know, they're doing a reenactment. Whole time, nothing was there. I just saw that.
You're lying.
No, I swear to. My mom was like, when I told my mom, I didn't think about it at the time. She was just like, don't go in the woods ever again. And I mean, I still did. Because I just thought that they were just tripping or whatever. But this was I had left Hanover, and this was during the protests in, like, summer 2019.
Yeah,
I think.
yeah.
And I was in the protest heavy. I would go and sage.
The George Floyd shit, right?
Yep.
Okay.
I would go and sage the streets. I would hand out sage sticks to people. I had my own energy cleansing kits, so, like, I would give them out to people, get waters or whatever, because there was people during the protest that would give us waters. Like, a lot of white people that had bad intentions would give out waters to protesters, and they'd start throwing up. It was stuff, and they were putting shit in our waters.
What?
Yeah, it was fucked up. So I started bringing my own stuff, giving it to people, had first aid kits and stuff on deck. And I'll never forget this day. We were having a party, like, it was like a big ass, like, cookout festival right in front of the Robert E. Lee Monument. And it was before they took it down. People were just out there having a good time. There was kids, 4-year-olds, 3-year-olds, whatever. This was the night where they had tear gas. Like, people were like, oh, you know, they tear gas because we were rioting. No, they used to just tear gas to fuck with us, like, just because they could. Like, they try to paint it to the media that we were rioting or, you know, doing all this wild shit. But in reality, a lot of the riots started from white people that were pretending to be part of the BLM movement. And there's actual pictures like that out there where people would paint their face black and pretend like they're something they're not. And it's like, how are we rioting outside in a field that looks like a fucking cookout with 3-year-olds, 4 babies, people bringing their babies, their dogs and shit. Like, I'll never forget it. So we were having fun or whatever. And I got high. It was like I smoke, so it was really fun. So, and I met some girls there that had went to high school with me that I never, you know, I hung out with them, but, like, not really. It was, like, more in passing. I used to hang out with everyone growing up, but, you know, I never had my set clique of people I'd hang out with. I was a wanderer. I would hang out with everybody. And I'll never forget this shit. I was high, and they were like, you know what? You want to come back to my crib and let's smoke? Sure. Why not? Where do you live? Hanover.
And who was this? Who was this? Oh, like, so you said some people, like, you're not really in a clique, but you knew them.
No, I knew them. I don't want to say their names because I don't want to put their business out there. If they want to say it, tell the story, whatever. There's nothing wrong with them. It was just like it was a weird moment. So, you know, they invited me to their crib. It's in Hanover, and I'm actually familiar with the neighborhood. So we're sitting in the driveway or whatever. Mind you, Hanover is pretty much all, like, Civil War, slavery, whatever. Like, all of that energy is still there. And that's why I feel like Virginia has a very negative, hateful energy to it. True, that's why people hate, because we were built upon hate and hatred towards other people. So we still haven't gotten out of that mindset. So I'm in the car. They pull me this big-ass Jeep. I'm talking about big-ass Jeep. I hit that shit. I'm high as fuck. These bitches talking about let's go on a walk. I'm like, okay. Mind you, it's 11:30 at night. I'm like, okay, cool. Street lights are on. People's house lights are on. We're just walking, right? They start walking on the street, and then they want to go on a trail. I already don't like especially at nighttime.
You don't like trails?
I don't like trails for at nighttime. Nah, like, and then like hiking trails, dope, but like Hanover trails, they're different. You could feel their energy. It's weird. I can't describe it. You'll have to go. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't recommend it. Honestly, it's like it's a bad feeling. Yeah. And I felt weird. These bitches were like, imagine being high as a bitch and 3 white girls are just, skipping. They're just skipping into the woods.
You're like, damn, this is a fucking movie. What's happening right now?
Bro, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck? And it was so surreal to me. And I'm like, is this really happening? And I started getting scared. I was like, y'all, can we turn around? And I felt like I was in a dream. I was like, bro, can y'all hear me? Like, can we turn around? And they're just jumping, laughing or whatever. I guess they couldn't hear me. I feel like I was so high that maybe I wasn't. I'm soft-spoken, so maybe I wasn't projecting my voice the way I should have. Because they were far, like, a little past that window. And I'm back here trying to catch up, and I'm walking because I'm like, what the fuck, this is weird. Why are y'all going in the woods? Hold up. And after the protest, I feel I'm on edge, like I'm on, like, I feel like niggas are out to get me. So I start running, and I have flip-flops on, and for some reason I look down at the grass, and I swear it sounds crazy, but I was like, I feel like a runaway slave. Like, I don't know, don't judge me. I was just like, in my head I was like, this is familiar. Like, I've been in this situation before. Like, I believe in past lives, but that's another topic. So I feel like I've been here before. I know I've been here before. And I feel like this is my last lifetime. But I'm running. I'm like, hold up. This is very familiar. I'm like, hold on. I don't want to go here. I don't want to do it. I said, no, y'all need to stop. I'm like screaming at them. Yo, stop. They're already on the trail. I stopped running. I didn't even have it in my head to stop running. I just all of a sudden just stopped running. I was literally right like this from the trail. And they were putting lights on this, like, it looked like a fort, like a little kid had built. And they were putting lights on it. And I was like, why are y'all stopping? They were like, come on, Jada, look at this. And I was like, what the fuck? I look at it. I swear to God, there was a black man tied up to it. And there's KKK hoods around that shit. I saw that shit with my own eyes. And I get, like emotional talking about it because I know I saw that shit. And in my head, I was like, oh, nah. I started running. Like, I'm like, this some get out shit. These bitches are trapping me. I was like, oh, nah. I start hauling ass to my car, getting my keys out, unlocking the door. And they're, like, behind me, like, Jada, what's wrong? Come back. They're running. I'm like, bro, get the fuck away from me. Like, I'm like, y'all, get the fuck away from me. Don't talk to me. Don't touch me. I get in my car. I lock the door. And I start my car. And they're, like, knocking on the... They're like, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? I'm like, bro, get the fuck away from my car. Like, I know I'm not tripping or whatever.
Right.
And... Then I started calming down a little bit, and I was like, that doesn't even make sense. Like, I've known these girls at school, but then it's like, I don't know. I was like, I don't know. I feel weird. And then I was like, nah, like, maybe I'm just tripping. So, I still had the car in, and I let them get in the car, because, I mean, if you're going to do something to me, I got a taser. I'm going to fight you. Y'all don't got no weapons. Y'all don't have pockets. Y'all are wearing, I check shit like that. So I'm like, all right, fine, whatever. I let them in the car. They start talking to me. They're like, bro, are you okay? Like, what's wrong? Like, they never saw it. It was only me. I saw that shit. And they were like, are you okay? Whatever. And I'm like, yeah. I was like, nah, I'm not. Nah, I didn't say yeah. I said, no, I'm not. I said, I know. I said, did y'all not fucking see that in the woods? And they're like, what are you talking about? I was like, tied up. And they were like, it was a fucking kid sport. I was like, no, the fuck it wasn't. I told them what I saw. And they, like, looked at me like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I was like, bro, y'all didn't see that shit. They were like, no, Jada, are you okay? And I'm like, no, bro, I saw that. I swear to God, I saw that shit, bro. I was like, don't make me feel crazy, bro. I saw that shit. They were like, bro, no, that wasn't there. And so I had called my mom. I was like, all right, well, I need to go home. Y'all got to get out. And so they got out. I was driving home. I'm still high as a bitch. And I'm like, Mom, like, this is what I saw. This is how I feel. Like, she was like, oh my God, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, bro, I don't know what the fuck that was. And then, I started listening to I listened to, like, sound healing music. So it's like frequencies. So, like, different frequencies can, like, help you heal as a person. And I was listening to 432 hertz, which is one of the most healing frequencies you can listen to. And I talk to my ancestors, I talk to God, I talk to the universe, like, they're my friends and shit, because they're helping guiding me on this journey, and that's what I believe. And I just kept hearing in my head, like, message, like, that it was pretty much a message, like, they were showing me shit, like, just showing me shit, and I had never had something that scary happen. come to find out, I was like, you know what? Maybe I was just tripping. Maybe it was laced or something. Like, I'm thinking the weed's laced at this point because there's no way I should have saw that. I'm there. I get home. The next morning, why did one of the girls call me and say that there was a KKK flyer on her door the next morning about a meeting that was going to be in those in that
those
neighborhood.
Same woods?
Yeah, in that neighborhood, there was a clubhouse. Like, literally, like, if we would have kept walking 3 to 5 more minutes, we would have been at a clubhouse. It was happening.
Holy shit.
The whole weekend that we were,
Yo.
Yeah.
Yo, my God.
Yeah. But there was literally nothing there. I know there was nothing there. But it's just the fact that I was shown that. Like, I feel like that, and what I got from that message was that has actually happened there before. Like, or I don't know if you believe this, but I believe, like, if something really traumatizing or fucked up happens in the world, that energy kind of stays in that area forever.
I can understand it. I can't say that I've ever, like, experienced it or seen it, but I believe anything's possible. Like,
right.
For sure. Like, that shit sounds... It don't sound unbelievable to me.
Right. A lot of people, they say I'm crazy or whatever. I know what I saw, and it's like, it's a gift. Like, it sucks because it's like a scary gift sometimes, but I feel like it's a gift, like, to be able to understand, okay, this shit like this has actually happened in the world. Like, it was to the point where you can't really deny that you saw that, because shit like that used to actually fucking happen. Yeah. So it couldn't have been that would never happen. That shit used to happen all the time.
That shit really did happen.
And it was just
and it happened
surreal.
in fucking Virginia, in Richmond.
It used to happen
in Hanover
all the fucking time, all the time. And that's why it's so crazy to me. My school used to make me go to, like, we had to go to the slave trail that they have in Richmond for, like, a grade. I'll never forget that shit. Man. Like, we had to go to an actual slave trail, and it was, like, cool to, like, see the history behind it. But it's just, like, a lot of traumatizing shit has happened here that I'm really aware of, which is why I really want to get the fuck up out of here. Like, I want to get the fuck up out of here. I feel like Virginia is a really evil-ass place to live in. Like, the shit that they used to do here is, like, unspeakable. It's disgusting. Like, and a lot of people try to ignore that shit. That shit used to happen even in the 60s. Like, it wasn't that long ago. People try to make it seem like, oh, this was centuries ago. That shit, a lot of our grandparents used to live shit like that. So, it's like... I don't know. I want to get the fuck up out of here.
Damn, that was crazy. I wasn't expecting all that, but that was some real interesting shit. I'm glad you shared that.
Yeah, don't think I'm crazy, bro.
That's not
I don't
crazy,
be sharing it with everybody, but I do be sharing it, like, when people ask me, because I have no shame in it. Like, that's what I saw. You can believe it or you don't, but I know.
Yeah.
So.
No, that's what's up, man. Well, look, we did an hour and a half. I want to go ahead and wrap, man. Thanks so much for coming through.
No, yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. You want to drop your socials?
Yes. So, all right, let's give out some good positive energy now. I just told y'all some real deep shit. Ooh, scary. But my name is Jay to the motherfucking duh, and y'all can find me on all socials at JAY.DUHHH2000. I'm gonna say that one more time. JAY.DUHHH. That's 3 H's with a 2000 at the end. And if you want to find me on musical platforms, I'm on all platforms, and that's a JAY?DUHHH. J. Who is that?
Who the fuck is that?
Duh, nigga, it's me.
Word. Thanks for coming through. Shout out PD. Thanks for making this happen, bro.
He's sleepy.
He's sleepy. All right, y'all already know where to find us. It's New Richmond Podcast on Instagram, New Richmond Podcast on YouTube, New Richmond Show on Twitter. Follow my Instagram, TEIMONPHILLIPS. Follow my personal Twitter, __CALLMEETEE. Shout out to KEON, he a bitch. Can you do me a favor? We all positive. Like, we got the positive energy going at the end, but I still need you to call KEON a bitch. Tell him he's a fucking bitch.
Oh, God.
Tell him he's a bitch. Fuck you.
All right. Well, I don't know who you are,
say,
but I would have really liked you to be here.
Yeah,
so
you
know
bitch
what,
ass
KEON?
nigga.
You a bitch.
You a fucking bitch. Well, you hoe ass nigga. All right, man. New Richmond Podcast. We out. Peace.
All right.